invest in the future, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification stays lit like that. You guys will not miss out when we're going live. We're going live at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're always going live. That's what really matters, everybody. We're checking out cryptocurrency. We'll do some Bitcoin price predictions, some technical analysis, but most importantly, we're going to show your guys' gems, man. We're going to talk about the stuff that you guys are buying, the things that you guys are bullish on, and those communities that pull up get some exposure. So if you guys can share the link and get as many people up in here as you can, as far as, getting the word out there for the bag that they're bullish on, that'd be greatly appreciated, everybody. Let's see, we're live on YouTube, we're live on X, we're trying to connect to Arena again. We'll probably try to do an Arena space just by itself. I don't think it's working doing it all through Restream and being able to use all of them together. So nonetheless, welcome in everybody. I know the markets are, testing everybody once again. We had some consolidation. We had a little bit of pump going on. We got all excited, and then it started to pull back once again. But honestly, we go to this 50 moving average and we get to see a lot of stuff going on. Shout out to everybody that's been showing me some love on the shorts. The shorts are going absolutely wild, everybody. The analytics are on fire on YouTube right now. Yeah, we're not the next video going viral or nothing like that, but I will say that they're showing some love on the shorts. So if you guys, see me posting these shorts, whether it's about your project or not, I would think about leaving some comments on it, because YouTube is honestly pushing these shorts out like crazy. Usually they keep us in the shadow realm and shadow ban to a certain extent. What's up, Sharon? Um, but for sure, they're showing us some love on these shorts. So I want you guys to, when you see these shorts, take advantage of them, repost them, or leave some comments on them, because YouTube is pushing it out. More people have a cell phone than they do a laptop. So the fact that we're ending up on a lot of people's phones, and they're hearing us talk about cryptocurrency is pretty amazing. So let's start off the show right here. The overall crypto market cap is at 2.6 trillion. Let's start off with BTC right away. We'll talk a little bit about Binance in just a sec. Let me put a different time frame on so this can refresh for us. Oh no, that would make too much sense right now. Hold on a second. Let's refresh it. Reload the screen, everybody. Appreciate you guys putting in. This is a later show, but still a great show, everybody. Here we go. We're going to be talking about this 50 moving average for a while on the channel. I want you guys to get acquainted with it. I want you guys to check it out, especially if you're trading futures or whatnot like that. It's almost like a cheat sheet in a way, And obviously, once you're jumping in and out and on the lower time frames, it gets a little bit noisier with any indicator that it does. But this 50 moving average is super powerful. We've seen some amazing price action on Bitcoin. So get snuggled up so we can talk about this. But here, we're going to mention the 50 moving average, do some Bitcoin price prediction. Here goes this 50 moving average. It moves pretty smooth, right? You see how smooth it moves? It's pretty smooth. It's a smooth operator, everybody. That's for sure when it comes to this 50 moving average. And we can see that we're crashing into it right here, right? On this 50 moving average. Now, what we're hoping to do is, even right here on this lower value profile, if it held onto that and curled up, it'd be nice, because then we're going into it, then we get on top of the 50 moving average and we start going up. This is on the daily chart. Those are for people that are zoomed in. This is, it does work on whatever thing you're trading, but if you're zoomed out all the way, then you're good, right? Now, obviously your meme coins, they could last all night, or they could not last all night, right? They could just be just here for the minute and be gone the next, right? And that's what we're talking about in this space, right? But Bitcoin, what's up, Saphir? Welcome in, everybody. This right here to me is very powerful to keep your emotions in check, to let you know, like, hey, we're still doing really good. We've already technically weathered. We've already kind of been through the worst of it, right? When we first could have said, hey, everybody, we're underneath the 50 moving average. It gets a little bit, it's not as nice. You see that 50 moving average? It's not as nice when we break underneath it, because this is what happens. When we're above it, this is the price action that you have going on. Break underneath it, starts to get bearish, break back above it. We're not buying it, back underneath, a little bit bearish. Nobody's buying it, back above it to snatch up that liquidity, get everybody thinking it's going to go even higher. And then actually it breaks back below and starts to trail underneath this 50 moving average like so. And I'm thinking this is what we could see happen, right? That's in my ideal picture of, how this thing can turn out. It's not going to be picture perfect. I'm not trying to pretend to be a guru up in here. This is why this is not financial advice, but we can see how this can play out very easily if you're zoomed out, if crypto stays on the path that is at right now, we've kind of already went through the scariest of the scary, with tariffs, with all this stuff. I honestly believe that we're probably going to see some rate cuts in May, which could ignite the market even that much more. So something to keep in mind, right? It's like when you come over here to the rate cuts, like yeah, tariffs is on the table and everybody's talking about tariffs, and that thing. But at the end of the day, we should be seeing some rate cuts soon. Look, this thing's getting higher and higher as far as the percentage of the way it looks is us getting some rate cuts. 78.6%. That's wild, everybody. That thing shot up like crazy. So rate cuts are real. As far as like you know quantitative easing going, and that could be the next thing that once we get over that 50 moving average, that at the same time we get over that 50 moving average, we got something like that going on. Now obviously you guys and everybody would like to hear, even myself, that tomorrow everything's going to be perfect, but really there's some work that has to be done. What's up, Dos Equis? Welcome in, everybody. And we definitely got some work to be done. But you see, even this volume gap right here on the daily chart, it's like it incentivizes us to come up to this like point of control, this red line a lot. It'll come up to it one way or another. Now this can adjust as time passes by, like they do move, but you will see how it's attracted to this. You see how it's attracted to this? We actually talked about this on yesterday's live stream as far as when we broke past the 50 moving average and we were up here. I said, hey, we'll probably come back to this red line, because you can see all this past price right here. All this price action in this section right here. It's a little choppy. It's cryptocurrency. Excuse me, everybody. But you can see all this price action right here, how it matters, right? How it's got like, you can see all these lines right here, how they coincide with each other, and all this price action, means something to this right here, right? This little section right here, this whole price right there, all of these wicks underneath, all of this is this red point of control right here. So yesterday when we were live, I said, hey, the 4 hours looking good. That's why I think we still got some consolidation, which I'm not surprised to see that little like rally and then a pullback, because here we go. We broke past the 50, which is nice. Then we start to see that retest game. Goes up, comes back down. Most likely going to be meeting the 50 around this area, and see if it rises to 50 to some higher levels, where it would have to break past this over here, some 86,000, 87,000, to see some higher levels. Very, very, I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this break above, this 50 moving average. And when you start to lower the time frames, you start to see this kind of happen. Let's remove some of these indicators, these horizontal lines. They always, you'll see them again. You can clean your chart up and you'll literally bump into the same exact areas all over again. At some point or another, you'll see price find itself right back. So, you start to layer this chart up. 4 hour chart, we're above the 50. 3 hour chart, we're above the 50. 2 hour chart, we're above the 50. We're riding right on the 50. That break above, come back down. Look at how it's just kind of like, this is the 50 moving average in green. Whenever it's underneath it, it turns red. And when it's above it, it turns green. Just to give you an idea. You guys can change the color on it where, you got the vid, cough. What? No. No, I just got a cold, man. That's it. I just been having a cold for like 2 weeks. Bear trap, maybe. Yeah, and you know what? In short term and like smaller time frames, you can just kind of like Blunt says, monetize the chart either way. Like I trade the 15-minute chart quite often on futures. You see it right here, above the 50. This is all bullish price action all the way up to this zone right here. Now when we have the 50 break underneath here, that's why yesterday was a good time to set your shorts. And anybody who would have did that yesterday would have hit a short from 85,132. Maybe you're not going to catch this wick all the way down to 83,000, but possibly you could have caught this lower profile down here, where you guys would have seen it bounce off of this right here, and that would have been a trade. Cross over the 50, it's holding strong, is riding this thing down. You got to trade all the way to right here. Now we're having this choppy zone right here. This is where it gets kind of hard for everybody, because it's going to get choppy after usually kind of I did short over here. Yeah, I did. I sure did on this section right here. I'm just, I want to make sure that we're sharpening our skills when it comes to. I've been taking a break on the meme coins, everybody. Once I see, I can smell it in the air when people are like I'm telling you, when their claws are sticking out and their fangs are sticking out, I can feel it in the air, and it's like, okay, that's when I start trading CEX because I don't like playing rug roulette. I honestly don't like it. I don't like getting rugged 3 times in a row to find the a banger and stuff like that. You know, it's like it usually doesn't work out for me. Usually, like a lot of the meme coins that I do good at is something that caught my eye, something that's funny, and something that might have potential for that moment. But as far as like, some guys they're scalping meme coins as they're launching. Now these guys got a different eye than I do. I got to give them credit because, I don't want to get rugged 4 or 5 times in a row, playing with Solana like that just to catch one, one lucky buck coin to essentially go a little bit higher. So BTC is something that I watch so much, and with this 50 moving average, that they're not the biggest trades, Saphir. I'll be honest with you. Like yesterday was not even that big of a number, um, but it was just a confident trade, and that's what I want. I'm accumulating some stuff, and that's a confident airdrop and dump. Absolutely. I mean, I'm bored of that already. And I'm also bored of like the shenanigans on some of the spaces and stuff. It's like, come on, you guys. I can see your guys' fangs sticking out. That's why XPX is designed in a way to protect us even during these times. That's why I love Smart DeFi so much because, I would not be paper handing your XPX because to go chase something else, you would have to be as cutthroat as them and stay up all night and just be ready to wreck stuff just to wreck stuff because that's what's going on over there. But right now, this is what we're looking at. I'm letting the markets do what the markets are gonna do. I know that no matter what, we need to see BTC over 90K, over 96,000 to be exact, really, to have that. We're going back to 100K feeling again. And in that time, be a good time to, I got my gym membership, some of my workout clothes. I'm about to be going to the gym for a little hour or something, get a little workout, so I don't get that one. I don't know if you guys seen that one picture I was joking about. I'm not trying to turn into, say I'm in shape and the shape that I'm in is a circle. So, you got some time to reflect on yourself. You got some time to dig deep. You got some time to refine some stuff. We've been working on the APIs. I've been doing that. The team's been working relentlessly on the things for the merch store. And, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I went into a space late last night where, like, Dubo was in there. Then I got a call and stuff, right? Uh, Notice how Soul Soul Slayer or Solayer has been ripping during the BTC consolidation. Yeah, Solana pulled back and it snapped back and went right back. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. There's a certain time where you can see something where it's just too cheap. It's just too oversold. When you see Solana going close to $100 with how much has been built on it, yeah, maybe you can't build as much as everything else or other EVMs, but there's a lot of volume over there. It's going to snap back at times for sure. And I'm glad it is because it helps out those meme coins over there. Take a look at Ye on Solana, or Ye on Solana, Pepe's rival. What? Get the whole community in here, Felix. You got to get, I got to see like 30 people in here saying yay. Otherwise, this is probably your project. You're just trying to use me as exit liquidity. I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. When gym live streams, man. You know what? I kind of want to do like a journey because there's a one the expo's coming up, so I want to be able to, just go nonstop and just I don't know, just be there nonstop till I drop. So we'll get there. We'll get there. That's for sure. We'll definitely get there. But Felix, get everybody up in here, all the Yee people, and then we'll turn up to the next stage. But this is where I'm at right now with Bitcoin, everybody. A 15-minute chart. Could there be another long position coming up? Layer, okay. Possibly so. Right now this 50 moving average is what we're going to be looking at because this makes it a lot more fun. So either you're shorting this thing when it breaks first underneath the 50 moving average and you're trying to catch a trend down, or the opposite way. But right now, I think we probably got a little bit more bearish movement. Excuse me, because look at on the hourly chart, you go a little bit higher. We're underneath this 50 moving average. On the hourly chart, we got the point of control over here. So there could be another setup when, another nice little short to some previous lows. to get to where we can print off of that for a little bit. Walrus on Sui. Yeah, I've been hearing people talk about that one. That's for sure. That is for sure. Let's get that Walrus community up in here. Let's get that Sui community in here. So hourly chart point of control, what BTC on the hourly side can come down to 78,000. That could be a nice little short right there, right? So coming over to Blowfin, shout out to Blunt because this is what I've been using. Here it goes right here. I mean, you can kind of see this on a daily chart, even on Blowfin. This blue line that's going like this instead of the red and green one on my trading view that changes colors when it's bullish and bearish. This blue line is a 50 moving average. And you can see when it's underneath it, it's bearish. When it's above it, it's bullish. And we're doing pretty good to try to get back above it. We'll see if we'll get back above that blue line. When we get back above that blue line, it gets a little bit more magical. And we're waiting for that, right? 4 hour chart, where's it at? Okay, we're above it on the 4 hour. 1 hour. We're above it on the 1 hour, but it seems like we're breaking underneath it. And these are some doji candles. I would wait to see how this played out. Could be this happening, and then we have a continuation. Bitcoin's going to keep going higher. But that, if that's your trade, you got to play it like that, right? That's your own strategy, depending how long you're going to stay in these trades. I like these 15-minute trades, 15-minute candle trades, because they actually, it's a decent range. But that is BTC, everybody. BTC still has some work to do. I think everybody should be pretty excited because we are testing it as far as this 50 moving average. You know, it doesn't matter where you look, but on the daily chart, that's what we're testing, right? We're testing that, going back into that 50 moving average. And on the weekly chart, you know, let's hold above it because we wicked underneath it. So that's exactly where that prior resistance. What's wild on the daily chart or on the weekly chart, like anybody could be able to handle this chart on BTC. Like this is a chart that anybody can handle. Like, okay, this is your weekly chart on Bitcoin. Could you not handle this chart? This is how brand new this idea is, like on a weekly chart. It's like this is the first, like this dip, this is how much we're screaming on the weekly chart. It could just be the next leg up to really send. It could be one of these little things, the first test right here on the 50 till we go higher, right? Didn't we do this before where we separated from the 50? We came back down to the 50 and then we broke higher. Well, here we go. We traded away from the 50. There's all this divergence. You know, you got to come back, test it, come back, test it. We could be doing that again. We could be doing that again. And this is where I think we're at in Bitcoin. I think long term, we're bullish. We're still above the 50 moving average. As we get into lower time frames, we got some work to do on the daily chart, getting above the 50 moving average and some of the other ones. But at the end of the day, long term bullish, short term volatility, everybody. That's just what's going on. That's just what's going on, and that's we're gonna have that going on for a little bit. Could be until like feeling a little bit better. Could be into like May or whatever, so we can have some quantitative easing, right? And these percentages are high. I mean, it's looking like it's definitely almost gonna happen that we're gonna see rate cuts. Last time there was rate cuts, the market, the crypto space got all kinds of bullish. Everybody. All right, so let's go into Smart DeFi. Let's go into FEG token. I know I see FEG for Life XPX2 up in here. We got some gorillas pulling up. We got some people saying yay is the best one on Solana. Let's see if we can get them to pull up, man. That's what we want. But this is something I thought was kind of cool, talking about, the Binance Gorilla, FEG token right here. Binance lists 3 new altcoins following community voting success. This is what we need again. We need this on my gorillas to stand up, because I would love for the gorillas to get listed on Binance. You know what that would do to Smart DeFi? You know what that would do to Smart DeFi? But again, why did they get listed? Why did these projects get listed? Community voting success. At the end of the day, it comes down to community, everybody. At the end of the day, the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, it has to be a resilient community that says, hey, I saw this from the very beginning. I want to see this all the way to the very end. I want to take this all the way. And you know what? I think if there was ever a chance for that Binance Gorilla, to get listed on Binance, it would be now. FEG token could get listed, now, because they want this, right? They want BNB to be hype again. CZ wants this, and we're seeing the hype kind of happen within the space, as far as like, people talking about, BNB and all these projects that have been launching and getting listed on Binance, all this liquidity injections that's been going on. Like he wants CZ, or CZ wants, BNB to be fun for everybody again. And that's what we got to do together. Right now, we're going to start it off with FEG token right here. Let's start it off right here, consolidating at $7.5 million market cap. Great market cap. Great discount right now. And that's exactly what we're working for, right? We're working on letting everybody snatch up some positions right here before we break out some serious market caps, everybody. And these market caps are right there. Honestly, we have to break past this prior consolidation area that we had over here together. And Fed token has some decent volume on a regular basis. Obviously, we're not in the millions and millions. I do think that we can get there again for sure. And when we break out of this range that we were in a while ago before all of that stuff, right? So let's get past that right there as far as price action. And if we go even a little bit higher, how many times have we seen stuff delete a zero and get to that $100 million market cap? Once you get to $100 million market cap, that would ignite so much FOMO into they're probably going to do it again. They're going to do it again. Maybe they're ready to go back into the billions, but we have to grind to this level. Like it's a lot of times, I was in the space with Dubo in a TG with Dubo last night. I mean, it was late. It was like past midnight or whatever, and probably not too late for a lot of you guys. You guys probably partying nonstop, but getting on the later side for me now, and just seeing him talk about the marketing and everything like that. It's like he's right. He's like you could do a whole bunch of stuff right now, and it might not even make a blip on something right now. Like right now, it's on the communities, and that's why you got Feg the World, Feg the System. You got King setting all kinds of stuff up. You got Blunt in the TG. You got people people pulling together everywhere to make the dream come true because that's what it's going to take. It takes everybody to make the dream come true, everybody. So we're consolidating in these ranges. Would love to see Feg Token, get back over 25 mil, then get back over 50 mil, where it would start to create a bit of FOMO. And then for sure, even if they never heard of Feg Token, they see us at $100 million market cap, and we climbed up there. A lot of people it would be too hard to ignore, everybody. Let's go to the exit count of Feg Token. Let's see what they're talking about. I mean, over 4 years, these guys ain't going nowhere. They're going somewhere. They're going to the moon. They're taking us with them, man, because we've been pulling up for this gorilla nonstop. And like I said, they got a creme de la creme team as well, man. I mean, just absolutely amazing. And that's why we launched XPX on Smart DeFi. Right here, we got the Gorilla Smart DeFi as we're talking about it right here. It's like this. They said just ape in, but it gave you zero security. We got Feg Token built a protocol. Not only Feg Token built a protocol, not a promise. Very nice. Asset-backed tokens, built-in staking and pre-sales, editable tokenomics, free to deploy, no code launches. That's what we have right now at our fingertips. It's us to make it go all the way. Don't stay up past your bedtime. I get delirious after a certain time. I get extremely delirious. But we got a lot of people pulling up for the gorillas right now. I'm doing Gorilla Radio. You have, Feg the System, Feg the World. There's a lot of people pulling together, and that's what it's going to take. Everybody chanting the mantra to feed every gorilla together, everybody, and bringing some hype to Smart DeFi altogether. That is the flagship product, is the Launchpad. That's what we want to take off and has to take off, and we'll take off, everybody. And one of the best ways I think that we can make it take off and actually provide some use case where everybody can see that is by launching your own project, right? And that's exactly what I did with an amazing team over here at Smart DeFi. We did XPX, everybody. That's what we wanted to do. That's what we did right here. Let's go to Smart DeFi. Oh yes, baby. Let's go. Smart DeFi, baby. So right here, man, we're consolidating. We're looking really good. I mean, considering the market, I mean, people listed on Binance, people listed on that hasn't done anything too extravagant for these projects. And right now, we just got to get it kind of out the mud. Talking to Dubo late last night, some of the stuff, even like he said it, I mean, it's 100% true. Like, it would just be really hard to, certain things to think that it's just automatically going to send. Right now, the markets there's no market clear. A lot of the stuff that goes on in this market, like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, the way that you believe in money, everything is backed by how everybody feels about the market, right? The whole thing is backed by how everybody feels about the market. So everybody's a little bit more reserved these days, and that's okay. That's understandable. I mean, that's kind of like what you have to expect. You see a lot of people follow everybody else when BTC starts to dump and people start chasing other stuff, but that's when the markets are the most cutthroat, and you're supposed to be finding your solid projects during this time. That's what I would say. right? When the market's really greedy, it's a little bit easier for the gambling part to kick on because there's just everything's getting money thrown at it. But during these consolidation moments, you want to DCA into FEG token. You want to buy up your XPX chart. You want to support the solid projects because long term, these are the ones that are going to pay out for sure. Everybody. Not financial advice. We'll get that out the way. It's the cliche. But let's go to the X account. Let's see what we got going on. And we'll keep it moving and grooving, everybody. We're going to talk about the merch store. We'll talk about the Visa cards. We'll talk about what we got going on. Get ready. We have something coming for all of crypto, everybody. So get ready for that. I mean, pretty bullish if you guys ask me that we're always building, even in the bear market. I've been testing utility, and that's what we're supposed to be doing, everybody. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Let me make sure this is actually live. The markets are extremely choppy, yeah. You got to work and for sure, for sure. And we see it. I mean, we see a lot of, the traders are going to be the traders. That's why I like Smart DeFi having staking is what makes me feel very comfortable, in my investment, even into XPX. We just got to sell right now. And again, that pays all the stakers, that pays the liquidity, that pays the asset backing, that pays for everything. So all the stuff that we're bullish on, it takes people like this that, in these tough times, they probably most likely need this money right here. And a lot of these buyers, like you can see right here, this is like somebody from early on. This is somebody from super early on. And a lot of people who got in early on, this is kind of the way that they've been moving lately. Not just in XPX, but just almost every single project, right? Even BTC. That's kind of what just kind of goes on with this market right now and continues to kind of unfold little by little by little. But that's okay, everybody, because if you can keep your head above the water, if you can keep, stay bullish on your FEG token, stay bullish on your XPX. I see Sharon up in here. Stay bullish on your Volt Army. I know you guys been tested back to back. And as long as you got a solid community, when the markets are like going crazy again, that's exactly when you start achieving all these amazing milestones as far as market caps all over again. But it does take a bit of a grind, everybody. It does, it will test you. It does test you, everybody. It's okay. If you really believe in your project, if you really believe in your community, if you got some solid players, doing exactly what they said they're going to do, then that's, you want to support these guys. You want to support these projects. Right here, we got XPX's X account at XPX token. Let's go to the website. Let's talk about what we got coming out very soon. Like the post said, this is something not just for us, but for everybody. This is the whole space. It's right around the corner. It's inches and inches and inches away. And this is something that's going to help out the whole chart and everything. This is going to help out the whole ecosystem. Everything that we do goes to the idea and the vision of the ecosystem. It has to, everybody. Otherwise, I don't know what crypto is going to be doing, right? We have to continuously build stuff that makes sense towards the whole ecosystem. And that's what's great about this team, XPX, is that we're building stuff nonstop. And being able to pull this one off right here during this market is absolutely amazing. We've been grinding for Volt for years. XPX still under a year. We'll grind for XPX for years to come too. I appreciate it, Sharon. I really do. Yeah, the Volt Army is a perfect, excuse me. The Volt Army is a perfect example of like what it takes to have like a great community. Cause you guys obviously came from that bull run as well, from the last bull run and the last bear market and everything like that. It's just a different type of vibe. Same thing like with FEG token, right? And we have a lot of people inside of this community like that. I don't resonate too much with the PvP. When Solana was first taking off, it was a little bit of fun because it was a little bit different. But it's a different. People don't want to admit that it's different right now, but it's a little bit different than when Solana first started popping off. And I'd rather be around, people that I know are building for long term and building for the future. I'm going to have some meme coins. My portfolio on the meme coin side has went down tremendously as the minute I saw the claws come out, the feigns come out, and nothing really being delivered. That's when I'm like, okay, they're just screaming at this point. Everybody's just screaming from one liquidity to the next liquidity. I need to be careful with that. And this is where I go all in on XPX. This is why I've been bullish on this, and not just this, but why and how we're building this. It's important for, I already know when the markets get like that, right? I already know. No matter what the markets are, green or red, people are always going to have to spend crypto. No matter what. They're going to have to pay rent. They're going to have to pay bills. They're going to have to, basically essentially take care of their everyday payments. Everybody has to do that. So That is XPX Pay, everybody. I want you guys to come over here to xpxpay.com. The merch store is fire. It's going to be for everybody. The way that it's going to come out, I can't believe that it's even going to come out on that level. And shout out to the team and shout out to the community for supporting us to allow us to be cooking during these down times when the charts are consolidating, the charts are pulling back, people lose conviction, people gain conviction. I appreciate the community to letting us cook and do this. We're testing more pay utilities, but right now what's coming out very soon is right here, the merch store. What we have out right now, what's currently out right now, is that you can off-ramp 70 different cryptocurrencies on your guys' Visa cards right now. Go to Crypto Bill Pay, go to Order Now, whichever one you want to. Click on Crypto Bill Pay, and definitely check out doing some payments in crypto, non-KYC, or get your KYC card, whichever one suits you best, everybody. This is the best thing for everybody. So like that, you guys can go ahead and grind and use your finances, right? People want to be financially free, but you have to be free to use your finances. And XPX allows you to essentially transact in the real world with cryptocurrency. That's what we're doing. Pay your bills, non-KYC, XPX Visa card, MasterCard. Staking is live. Asset backing is live. Staking is live. Lending is live. I said staking twice. Lending is live. That's what we're supposed to be doing, everybody. So I'm very proud to be building this out with you guys. I appreciate all the support that we get. So some people got to come, some people got to go. That's just what happens. But at the end of the day, you guys have a team that is building non-stop. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what a project should be doing. And we're waiting for that next hurrah in the market, the next hurrah to come into Smart DeFi, because we need that as well, right? We want that this number right here to go from 175 to 1,750 to 17,550, and for an immense amount of hype to come into this to eventually, catch their eye on all these other great projects, to look at Love Mali, to look at Smart Pi, to look at Smart BTC, to look at the Noma token. And that's what's eventually going to happen when this thing comes all the way in. Everyone asks me about my card when I take it out. Sheesh. They're like, hey, nothing like it here. That's cool, bro. That's pretty cool. I appreciate it. I really do. I really, really do. It's a lot of fun for sure. And yeah, we're going to keep refining it, getting it better and better. And you guys are going to see some of the things that I'm already testing out. But I want this hype to ignite over here on Smart DeFi. This is an amazing token launchpad, and it's going to get the recognition that it deserves. And when it does, I'm sure all the other projects are as well, right? We're just having that time to cook. We got Feg token at 7.5 million. We got Mali token that was at I think 6 million down to 504K market cap. Right there, we got XPX at 591K market cap. You got Smart Pi at 19K market cap. You got Noma token at 95K market cap. So, when this whole Smart DeFi gets a lot of exposure and people start coming over here back to back, it's going to be very easy for these projects that are already established to do really well, right? I think that everybody should be kind of happy with the time that we have. Even some of these other projects, whatever it might be that they're building, to take this time to build out what you guys said that you're going to build out, so that, when the hype to Smart DeFi comes in, that you guys have all those products and services that you guys said that you're going to have, so that people can be like, okay, cool. The Smart DeFi thing has projects launching out here that have Visa cards that allow me to take out a loan, and I can off-ramp that loan onto a Visa card and go and spend it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not sure how you look at investments, but the fact that there's a project that allows you to off-ramp your crypto today and put it onto a Visa card today, that's super bullish. You are allowed to take out a loan on your XPX token right now, 30-day interest free, and then come to xpxpay.com and off-ramp your cryptocurrency. Off-ramp your crypto right away onto your card and spend it, or just not even go to your card. Just, take out a loan against your cryptocurrency and pay a bill, non-KYC, for somebody. That's right there at our fingertips. And to me, that is very bullish technology, and that should be enough motivation to keep going and keep pushing very, very strong. So let's get into the meme coin space, because we gotta dive into the meme coin space. We got Merv the Cat right here doing really good. I gotta pay one more person out. I know he's been going crazy on everybody. I apologize for that. I paid everybody else out, but there was one more person. We're gonna get that person squared because I know they've been getting at everybody. But here you guys go. You got Merv, 125K market cap. Great little cat, great little community. The ultimate Riz, paying for McDonald's Minecraft meal with your gold. I mean, ultimate, bro. Ultimate. It's the ultimate one. It's the ultimate one. This is the one I want you guys to keep an eye on. I think Banana's going to be having a breakout. I think this is probably going to be one of the first ones. And that's the thing. I've been bringing you guys a lot of safer meme coins that are already kind of established. And obviously they're on the BNB chain because I think when BTC starts to rally up again, like it did when Solana was a lot of fun, BNB is going to get a lot of exposure. A lot of exposure. And this banana token right here has a lot of potential. This banana token right here, you know, it's listed on Binance. They got liquidity injected. It's super cute. And it's holding really strong while the rest of the market is being tested. While the rest of the whole market is being tested, this one right here is doing relatively really well and holding really good. And obviously, they're not dumping it. They're already listed on the biggest exchange. So all they got to do is just keep cooking and get everybody's attention. So this is bananabse.com. This is a solid little meme coin. It's probably not going to be that exciting like one of your rugs or anything like that, but it will, you know, eventually pay out. That's where I think we're at right now. We're in a holder's market of finding your true gems and making them pump. So like that, you know, they get the exposure they deserve and they go to the next level. But right here, a glimpse of Nana life. They're getting pro on you. That's suit and tie, baby. That's where we got to be. That's suit and tie. The suit and tie, everybody, of the banana token. These to me are fun meme coins that he's got a book. This is funny. Right here. I mean, getting liquidity from the BSC chain. It's just absolutely amazing. Banana for scale. And this is what's amazing to me is these meme coins right here that are kind of sleeping giants, I think. But most people don't want a 5x, a clean 5x. They want, you know, the 50x, the 500x. But most of the time, it's just the idea of that, and they're not even getting it most of the time. This is the one that has some serious potential. This cute little banana. It's getting all kinds of exposure from the BNB chain. It got listed and everything, and it's holding really well. Could it come lower again? It could definitely come lower again, like almost like the buyers get exhausted right here and it'll fall down. But whether or not it can curl right back up, I really think that it will. I think like Feg Token, XPX, a lot of us are going to do really well, especially when BNB is back over $700, over $800. The market caps are just going to go up naturally, everybody. Or asset backing. Asset backing. We got Mubarak as the next one. Here we go. Mubarak even lower than before. If you can set it and forget it, this is a play right here. 1 BNB, 2 BNB, 3 BNB. There's something here with these plays that got listed on Binance, and you're going to be tested like everybody got tested with Floki, where it looks like you almost got to think like, hey, it's done, and that's it. And then out of nowhere, it's just going to come back to life. $25 million market cap. Habibi, come to Dubai. And you know what? I think that this play still has a lot of life in it. I think it's just being tested like everybody else. I think that it shows that even if you get listed, the arena stream last week was fun too. Chill vibe and Saphir gifting us all cock. I know, right? What a nice guy. Just you get a cock. You get a cock. Oh my God. If somebody heard what I was talking about, they'd be like, what's going on over here? Let somebody walk by and hear the meme coin talk that we talk about. I said, yeah, he's selling banana tokens, and some guy Saphir keeps handing out cock to everybody, and Sharon brung it up in the there's a girl bringing it up in the chat, and it's like, no, it's cocky new, everybody. It's cock-a-doodle-doo. Get your mind out the gutter. It's a rooster, everybody. Here you guys go, man. But that's what the space is about. It's pretty funny. It's pretty ironic. It has irony all over it. It's a wild space. It's a wild space. And I think that some of these spaces right here, some of these plays, you're allowed to find some of these that are going to be fun and that you can most likely print off of them as well. Arena is probably my XPX is my number one money bag alert, and Arena token is probably my number two right now. As far as like looking for something, of course, Vec token's up there because we use Smart DeFi and Launchpad, but right now, low cap gem, whoo, crazy. You would have to put them all up there, and notice that they're all something providing something. Like you put XPX, Feg, and Arena up there. It's all something that's giving some kind of value that all you got to do is scale it up, and the market caps will go up eventually. So this is Mubarak. We're having fun on the meme coins. A safe meme coin play. Could it go to zero? It could absolutely go to zero. It's meme coins, but most likely not being listed on Binance, not getting liquidity injected into it. It's most likely going to do one of these Floki dances on everybody. That's what's going to happen. This is the money bag alert right here. This Arena right here. Speaking of Arena token, this is the Facebook of the future. This is your X of the future. This is what X is going to be. I'll be getting tipped in whatever tokens are on X, but this is a perfect example of what X is supposed to be like and what crypto is supposed to be like. Enter the arena, everybody. That this is, I mean, just crazy bullish, and being able to talk about this super early on. It is still early. I would treat this investment, excuse me, I would treat this arena investment, the XPX investment, the FAG token investment, even your Volt Inu investment, those who are building long-term plays that would you not want to just hold stock of Facebook super early on, or Amazon, or Microsoft or something like that? Like when there's projects that provide use case and utility, if you can go through the wave and let it play all the way out, let's follow Troking. Look at Troking's tips. He's already at almost half of. Wow, he's out here. TK's on another level. He's almost at a half of an avalanche. But this is what it's supposed to look like, everybody. This is what I was telling everybody about it last year, 2024, 714. We got listed on CMC. Look at that, everybody. Whew, what a proud moment. What a stressful moment at the same time, right? But this is when I was telling everybody about this. And it's still early, still very early. And I would treat this just like people say, oh, I missed it. People said they missed, you know, BTC at $100. They said they missed it at $1,000. They said that they missed it at 10,000. They missed it at 100K, and they're going to keep saying that nonstop as Bitcoin continues to go up. They're going to say the same thing about XPX. They'll say the same thing about FEC token because we already have communities that are not going nowhere, and eventually the charts just turn around no matter what. That's historically the charts go up. Historically, look at the S&P. Look at a lot of historically they go up. You know, historically they go up. If you can withstand whatever's going on in the market, and the team is still there and everything's still operational. That's what's nice about XPX is that even if DeFi slows down, the company side of it doesn't slow down. When the markets go down and everything like that, that doesn't do anything to the XPX company. People just off ramping crypto. That's just working no matter what. But this is right here where we want to stay focused on, is that we still have a lot of potential, a lot of upside potential. And I think a lot of plays that, like Arena, if you can play the long game, there's no way that this is going to stay at these market caps forever. There's just no way. There's no way it's going to consolidate at $12 million market cap. There's no way FEG token is going to stay at 7.5 with a whole token launch pad and we get everybody on there. And if and when Smart DeFi is booming and the flagship product is flying to the moon, there's no way that people will be able to ignore what XPX is doing on there. We have to all work together to get that recognition to Smart DeFi, to send everything. Send everything. That's what we're doing. Send everything. But right now, this is extremely undervalued. When you're looking at projects, whether it be FEG token, whether any kind of project that's providing some type of utility and you can use it, do not ignore that. 67,000 followers. This is what's going on right here. Look at the streaming going on. Hit 400 current live stream. We're probably going to do another one of those. How much did he get on this one? $539. I don't play any game. What game should I play if I was like playing a game, everybody? Does anybody play a game? What would be a good game for me to play? The worst thing to buy on Arena is a Troll King ticket. what game should I play and watch the involvement? Like give it like an hour or something. It's like you got a game for like 3 hours. You got a game like for 4 hours or something like that. I got the computer for it, that's for sure. The PC can handle it. But Arena, this is the new Facebook right here. This is the better MySpace. This is the better Instagram, the better Facebook, the better all of that social. This is SocialFi right here. This is this is obviously with the way that it's gonna go. This is gonna evolve like crazy. You know, you start thinking about uh what Saphir and TK talk about half the time. I'm wondering if they would even what what if my stream you guys want to take a left turn since we got Saphir up here? What, has anybody streamed pure feet yet? Is anybody streaming just sitting right here with their feet up on the camera? That's when this stuff is going to take off. Look, this guy right here. I mean, we haven't even thought about that. We can play Stumble Guys together. What is that one? And the viewers can join, or Roblox. I don't know. We'll get a vote going, man. I mean, I got good hand and eye coordination. I mean, I used to game back in the day, so it's like if it's a shooting game or something like that, I mean, I could own no matter what. I don't even care how brand new it is. I'm that confident that within a few games or in half an hour or something, the rhythm will definitely come in, and you know, you're gonna get owned. You're gonna get owned. I'm using old school terminology because I used to do some owning. You just gave me an idea, right? The whole feet stuff. It's like, what happens with this? Like, there's no way that this arena is going to stay at $12 million market cap. Everybody, I'm letting you know. Let your mind travel. However, it's got to travel. I'm giving you guys some feet for thought. But it's not just going to be gaming on this stuff. I don't know how they even keep track of that. Have they have they had any instance where it was a little bit naughty on here? Is there an arena at night, right? And nonetheless, I think we're moving in this direction no matter what, guys. I think that we're moving in this direction where this is how people communicate through live streams and stuff like that. We do it already. We do it already. You got OF and you got people doing stuff like that. That's kind of where I think that Pandora's box has been open. And yeah, this is through gaming, but we'll see. We'll see. I just got a PS5 and an Xbox One S. No PC though. I think mobile games will be easier. I think so too. I think a lot of this stuff is going to be a lot of PC games, but it could be anything. It could be honestly anything. Everybody. It could be somebody working on their car. Like right now, we're barely tapping into this idea of people streaming and being paid. Like somebody could be working on their motorcycle outside. Set up the camera and start streaming this stuff. TK could be riding a horse on his farm, looking like a Viking, ready to raid your spot and looking like just ready, and that could be a whole thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like this is really, really completely untapped. Like because I just start thinking of all the ways that you can market this. Like imagine you doing like tour rides on a horse, right? You're giving horse rides and you're streaming these horse rides on these live streams right here, and people who can't go on vacation to take a horse ride, they're being able to essentially see what it looks like to see the land. And there's I mean, the list goes on and on when you really think about what can go on right here as far as you being able to monetize what you do, whatever it might be that to do. If you're giving out foot rubs all day to each other, TK and Saphir can get on here and give tips on how to rub feet. That's what I'm sure they know all the pressure points and stuff. We could start out with chess. Yeah, exactly. We could do chess games. That's another thing right here. Like chess games is another one, right? Like there's so much untapped potential right here as far as this where does it seem like $12 million market cap is reasonable for when we start thinking about when we start thinking about how much reach this arena token actually has, as far as, it's not subject to like gamers. It's not subject to people showing off their feet. It has a really wide range of things. That's why I'm so bullish on XPX, not because I'm the dev, but I know how far reach the cards have. we're not talking about people who just want to pay bills. We're talking about people who want to splurge, and we're talking about people around the world. So like when you add up that much utility at certain market caps, it just seems like a crazy, crazy discount, everybody. And right now, I believe that Arena is on a crazy, crazy discount because it provides so much use case for many, many people. It's like everybody can get something good out of Arena. And I think that we're going to continue to see this thing evolve. And I'm sure that we'll see AVAX take off. Where's AVAX at today? All these prices on AVAX are cheap. Keep asking me, the price of AVAX, and I'll just give them cheap, cheap, because it's going to have its breakout. It's going to have a really serious breakout. And I think that Arena is going to be one of the driving forces of it because people are tipping in Arena. People are doing stuff in Arena. This is going to keep getting more and more popular. This is just, we're watching it happen right now. Look at the gamers right here. He's been streaming for almost 2 hours, no tips. He might want to take off his shirt. he might want to. He might want to. He might want to. That's what's gonna happen with this. That's what happens. He might want to go to the next stage. He's. We'll do a live stream and see what we get. But I mean, this is what's going on right now, and to me, this is very exciting. We're joking and everything like that. We're having some fun because obviously this is what we do. But this is really, really. This is really exciting right here. I think that we're just gonna see this happening nonstop, for sure. Yeah, there's the chess freestyle tournaments are going on right now. I don't like that they call it chess freestyle. I like it being called Fisher Random from Bobby Fischer. Like, they gave this chess player kind of the cold shoulder back in the day and stuff. And it was like a genius. And on chess.com they call it chess 960. But I guess now they're starting to give it the name chess freestyle chess. But I actually like Fisher Random because he's the one who came up with the idea of the last rank of all the chess pieces to be scrambled in different areas because he basically mastered chess. So look up like Bobby Fischer if you're interested in that stuff. And yeah, there you go. Strip poker, but pay us to keep our clothes on. There you go. So no, I won. Keep it on. Put that sock back on. But here we go, man. This is the future of social fi apps right here. Something's here, everybody. Something's here. I don't gotta. Something is here for sure, and this is gonna pump the price of AVAX. This is gonna pump the price of Arena. This is gonna pump the price of everything. This thing for what it's bringing as far as utility, I will say the same thing for Feg token. I will say the same thing for even XPX. For us not to be cruising at $100 million market cap is absurd. Like that's how undervalued Feg token is. That's how undervalued XPX is. That's how undervalued Arena token is. This amount of utility and use case, projects at that level of value being provided to the marketplace should be cruising at 100 million. Is it going to happen? Yes. It takes time for it to happen. People got to get wrecked a few times chasing things to realize that at the end of the day, people come in hearing Doji coin, hearing Dodgy coin, but they really stay for the utility. They stay for the tech of cryptocurrency and the way that it's evolving. And that's why I'm still here, because I love cryptocurrency. I know that this is the future, and we're seeing this thing evolve and adapt on a regular basis. It's fun seeing the meme coin craze when everybody comes in chasing Myro, everybody chasing Bunk, but they stay for the arenas. They stay for Smart DeFi. They stay for XPays X. They stay for XRP. They stay for the technology that is the future of, finance, basically, everybody. So Arena token on Avalanche. Don't miss this one, everybody. Do not miss this one. This one's going to be one of those that could really, really sting. You see this thing at 200, $300 million market cap. You see everybody leaving X going to Arena, because they're getting tipped over there. It's next level stuff, everybody. It's honestly next level stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing. Download Among Us on your phone. That's really fun too. Among Us, okay. We'll check that one out as well. Yeah, I want some of the fun games we can play, and I don't, man. I'm down to have some fun. I mean, like I said, I like the stuff, and there's something there, and we'll get to grow off of it. I mean, we'll get the gaming. We'll just get the gaming, catch the wave for sure. Let's see what's going on with BTC again. Let's do another price prediction, technical analysis, a little update on BTC. I see it's a little bit quiet. I suspected that when, we started to pull back and we crossed that 50 moving average because, you start to see selling, you start to see, it get quiet, and that's kind of okay. I understand that in the market. It's just kind of natural. You got BTC coming back down to 83,000. You got Ethereum now back underneath 1,600, BNB underneath 600. People want to see it over 600. You got Solana at 125 looking pretty good, up 18% on the week, but nonetheless, not the prices that people want to see as far as a Solana at 200, $200 Solana, $250 Solana. But let's do some BTC price prediction. Let's see what's going on, on these lower time frames. Like I said, on the daily chart, this should be getting people excited because these are some of the first times that we're fighting the 50 moving average. And we've already made it through the hard part. Like, don't paper hand your favorite projects. If you need the money, you need the money, everybody. But you already made it through this cross right here. We crossed a long time ago, February 5th. If you wanted to paper hand, you should have did it back then. Too late. You're already making it through the hard time. This is the part that most people having a hard time handle. We break past this 50 moving average, we go right back up. We get right back up here. You put selling pressure on your favorite project for no reason because everybody's going to be having that euphoric feeling again, buying up the chart, new investors coming in, new hype happening, and you should be excited for that because it's going to happen. I mean, you see projects getting listed on Binance, that's not doing anything. You see them getting liquidity injected from CZ, from the Binance Smart Chain. That's not doing anything. That's because we've been in a downtrend since over here. This is the first time in a while that we're actually hitting the 50 moving average. We're probably almost out of this part. And I think it's Lao Tzu who says that. If we go and do some philosophy on us a little bit, I think it's Lao Tzu. But if you started, your journey, if you ended your journey how you started it, like, you're going to be pretty much well off. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but you got to start your first step. You got to end your last step exactly how you started your first step. And you were bullish all through this section, and the markets were all pumping all in this section. We're in this section where it gets hard. This is the hard time. But if you can continue stepping on through, when we get above this 50 moving average, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel for sure. We're literally right there. This is the hardest part right here. A lot of people quit right before the thing's about to take off. And everything in life. I mean, sometimes people, it doesn't even matter what it is. I know because I've done it myself. That's why when I say we're taking XPX all the way, we're going to take it all the way because you have to be able to handle these things so that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And we're going to get to see that, everybody. This is exactly like the last bull run when we went from 60K to 30K and everyone said it was over. And then we pumped to 70K. Absolutely, bro. It's right here. It's literally right here. Oh, no, my bad. Right here. Up. We came right back down to 30K, just like you said right there. And we rallied all the way back up to 79K. We're right in that zone again. Look at where we're at. If you look at this, does this not look similar? Like, honestly, everybody, like, let's just keep it real. And stop paper handing for a second. You already made it through the hard part. Don't paper hand no more. Leave your stuff alone. Let me get the rectangle for you guys. For myself, too, really. We got to make sure that we're on point with this. Does this not look, this little section right here, the way we're away from the 50 moving average, and now we're hitting it right now? We're going to curl up and go up. Does that not look somewhat, it's not going to be picture perfect. Does that not look like this thing right here? Curling up. Looks very similar. It's not going to always be picture perfect, but we're right where we rallied on this side of the 50 moving average, has a crazy breakout, and we break underneath it, and we have an ugly wick. We have an ugly wick going straight down, and we actually have something like that on this. Look at this. Broke the 50, come on down. Ugly. Look at this. Come over here. Break the 50, come on down. Ugly. Literally the same thing, and then all this choppy motion consolidating until we bump into the 50 moving average. And you have the same thing, this like breakdown, and it gets real ugly and it breaks down, and then all this nasty consolidation. And the same thing, we break the 50, it plays a little bit, and then ugly, and then does all this choppy stuff, and we curl this thing right back up. We're literally right almost about to break out of this, going back up like this and chop, 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 so it consolidate, and it naturally gets above the 50 moving average. It'll kind of just squeeze itself organically and get right there. And maybe I'm wrong, right? I'm not a financial advisor. We're going to keep eye on this. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't break that, then it goes lower. And we'll talk about that. But this looks eerily similar to the opportunity that we have, where we're going to see that we're basically making it out of the same section that we've been before. This little ugly drop, this choppy, 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 consolidate, till we climb right back on top of it organically. And we'll address this section right here. Are we going to do the same, or that was a little crooked? Are we going to do the same top right here and it's done? And that's where the market's over and where we see a dead cat bounce? We'll be honest. We'll see what's up, but we're definitely not there now. I really think that we have a different animal that's been released out the cage as far as like ETFs and everything like that, where, when we rallied this time up here and everybody's going to try to call the top like this top, and everybody's going to do this. Everybody's going to think it's time to short it. That's where super cycle talk comes into play. So I would be very careful. Maybe we do have that dead cat, this meow, this putty cat, right? this ugly cat. Meow. maybe this cat does come back, but you know what? We'll address it when it happens. Look up the pattern. It's probably going to be a tattoo that I get. Especially if we go into that dead cat bounce again. I'm like, that's it. That's it. You're telling me every bull run we get a dead cat bounce, that's tattoo worthy. Because I'm not leaving this market, right? And if I see a dead cat bounce after this market right here, this is that dead cat bounce right here. If I see another one of these two ears and that little body come out, these little legs, and then the tail curls back up, that's a tattoo worthy right there. We'll see after this bull run right here. But I need to see some yellow on the board, some possibly orange, and seeing what the market's looking like. But I know that it will come down. It will. When it does, we're going to have Bitcoin still probably at 100K. It could still be at 100K, or this graphical is thrown out the window and we don't use it no more, right? We won't use the rainbow chart anymore. If it messes up, we won't use it no more. We'll just throw it out the window. So that's it. It was right all these other times. It went into these zones every other time. It pulled back. It called it how it can go into yellow, orange, red, yellow, orange, yellow, orange. But you know what? On this one, it failed us. The time that it got ETFs, the time that countries were getting, Bitcoin reserves, the time that the United States, is becoming orange. Every country in the world is becoming orange. This is the time that that it doesn't play out. The dead cat that dead cat never dies, right? That dead cat never dies. That's that dead cat bounce, man. It's wild. It's all good though. That's why we're not leaving the market. We got Arrow Bud. What's up, Johnny Bravo? We've been looking for you guys, man. We've been looking for you guys. I mean, the space loves you guys. I mean, everybody's like, "Where's Arrow Bud? Where's Toasty Sheep Nuts?" So let everybody know from Arrow Bud. This chat actually on a regular basis looks for you guys. So where are you guys at, man? We're at $6.1 million market cap. Let's talk about Arrow Bud. Like that, we can give you guys some Arrow Bud shorts that have been going on fire. You got Arrow Bud right here on base chain, everybody. Arrow Bud on base, listed on MEXC, L Bank, Bitmart. You got the Alien Base Launchpad. Very nice. You got a merch store. They got dogs being adopted. This is absolutely amazing, man. This is Arrow Bud. Great project, doing great things for the space. And this is a lot of projects that deserve this type of exposure. They're going through their tests and their trials and tribulations just like anybody. Oh, they got some YouTuber talking about them. That's nice. Right here, riding off into the sunset, possibly on the motorcycle with Arrow Bud. But this is a great community. It said, we love Rico. Where's Toasty? We've been looking for him. Let him know. He's probably cooking. Man, pizza sounds good right now. Arrow Bud, you guys are doing a great job. You guys are holding some serious market caps when the rest of the market's testing everybody. Just hold on strong and everybody's going to prevail. Look, even XPX goes through a pullback. Most YouTubers don't got to show off their own project and show people how to be stoic during, trials and tribulations. You know, a lot of people will tell you, hey, you guys can do it and whatever like that, but they're not even living it themselves. I know how it is with you guys. I know what it feels like. You know, you're doing everything right, you're pulling through, and yet because the markets are testing everybody, you know, you see, you know, where people don't reciprocate all the hard work, right? But that's normal. That's normal. If you can keep going through, you know, the motions, eventually everything will come out in your favor. Don't forget the stuffed crust, man. Oh my God! Last time nothing was stuffed in the crust. I couldn't believe it. I had multiple people ask me, "Hey, did you call him back?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to get the guy in trouble." You know, like you know how busy it's got to be for you to forget to put the cheese inside the stuffed crust pizza, in the crust. You're probably down on staff. You know, the last thing you need is some guy saying, "Can I ask for the manager? Somebody forgot to put my cheese in my stuffed crust." Like, bro, we got 30,000 pizzas we got to send out. My bad, bro. my, I don't want to make somebody's hard day even worse, man. It's not needed. I just closed my eyes, Saphir, and I was just thinking mozzarella cheese really, really hard. And it was there in my mind. But Arrow Bud, man, great community, great project. And like I said, you guys are being tested. You guys had a nice little rally to 73 million. Imagine that, 73 million. And you know what? You guys can rally right back up, man. $6.1 million market cap. It's crazy how everybody's bullish up here and then they start losing their bullishness. And instead of saying, hey, it's on a it's on a discount, it's on a fire sale. Rico Karen mode. I don't got it in me, man. I I don't got it in me. I just so too much. It's like nah, it's a waste of time. I just keep moving forward. I'm like a motorcycle sometimes. You know, motorcycles don't have a reverse gear. You know, I just keep it in the gear, keep it moving forward. So all right, you know, maybe I didn't need the cheese. Imagine TK in Karen mode. Oh my god. In troll mode. I would pay for that video. I would pay for a TK Karen mode video because I love his accent, right? And how he says, "Yeah." So Arrowbutt, everybody, great community, setting up dog adoptions, helping the community out. Keep an eye on these great plays, everybody. For sure, keep an eye on XPX. 247 people. Appreciate you guys pulling up, man. We're just about on the hour mark. The markets are testing everybody. You're probably going to have more short opportunities coming up than anything until we're clearly above this, you know, moving average on the 50 moving average on the daily. But there's opportunity if not just DCA into your favorite project. Like, you know, your FEG token. If you're a gorilla, you're listening. Like these guys are not going to stop. These are crazy discount prices on your gorilla token right now. Crazy discount prices on your XPX, on your Arrow Bud, and really these are discount prices on great people. These are amazing communities that are backing these things up and that's what we want to do. We want to support great people in the space, great projects, so that when people come in, they got a safe haven, man. TK will get the pizza place shut down, most likely. He said, yeah, because you guys advertised that there would be cheese in there, but there's no cheese in there. I already know this guy. Dominoes and shambles. So we had a pretty good stream, about 300 people pulling up, close to 300 people. Over that, really, you know, people coming and going. We're live on YouTube. We're live on X. You know, we're going to be making a lot of shorts from the stream. If you guys see these shorts popping up, engage with them. YouTube is sending them to the moon. So, you know, I've been working on my AI tools and getting things, you know, better and refined as far as content creating. So we can do everything possible to make sure that we're getting exposure on your Arrow Bud, getting exposure on your Noma token, on your Love Molly token, on your XPX. But it really takes for you guys to help me out and take it all the way to, you know, share these shorts, you know, share them on your live stream, share them on your TikTok, just share them everywhere, as much as you guys can, because without each and every one person, it's just not the same. It takes a village to make all of this stuff happen. So let's make it happen together, everybody. I'm going to keep making shorts for these great projects, for this great community, for FEG Token, for Smart TFI, for Mubarak, for the Banana Token, for all these projects that actually pull up no matter what the market's doing. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to keep rocking, everybody. Just know that you're literally about to make it out of all this boringness in the market. So do not, this is the hardest part right here, is this part right here. We're literally almost there. And you got this point of control that's even showing you that, hey, this gap right here as well, these things like to get filled, you know, especially with this red line up here. So the fact that we're looking like what we did before, the fact that we're getting closer to this 50 moving average, that long position is coming up. Okay, that really nice, you know, all the way, Hail Mary going long, it's right around the corner. We're letting this thing develop right here, and it's happening, everybody. It is literally happening. We're just about, through the thick of it right here, and where things get a little bit easier, and we see new money coming in, and things get a lot more fun. And if we don't, I'll be honest with you guys, okay? I'm not going to be that guy that, we're trading underneath this 50 moving average, then we're coming lower. Fine, that's cool. Then we're coming down to the 72,000s. I'll be honest with you guys all the time, and I'll be transparent with you guys all the time. So keep pulling up, keep sharing these links. Just know that I honestly think that we're right about to get out of this mess that we've been in consolidation for a while, and we actually got a lot of things. The 50 moving average is close. Quantitative easing coming up in May. The percentage is high. ETFs. We haven't seen the true breakout of the breakout. So I'm more bullish than bearish. You guys let me know in the chat down below if you guys are bullish or bearish. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Keep doing your thing, keep doing your spaces, keep doing your shilling, your rating, DCA into your favorite projects. Don't DCA into your favorite projects. Do what makes you feel comfortable in the space, but just know that you didn't mess it up. It's about to get better. It's just been a nice little downtrend since February, since we broke underneath that 50, and we'll address it as it develops and as it moves along. But right now, I believe that we can see the turning point coming, or we have a continuation. We'll keep it real on the channel with one another. We're not going anywhere. And I think that, if we keep it real with each other, we'll be able to survive this market. We'll be able to learn together. And that's what we're going to keep doing. So I want you guys to have a fantastic rest of your guys' weekend. Enjoy the rest of your guys' day. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Crypto's not going anywhere. And if we're going somewhere, we're going to go to the moon, everybody. So have a great, great day. Much